Hello there. Very nice to meet you. I'm Andrew Kennedy, born on the 18th of June 1893 in the town of Barwell in New South Wales, Australia. My father and mother, James and Catherine, had emigrated to Australia from Ayr about 3 or 4 years before I was born. They had 4 children before I was born, 3 of them born in Scotland. Before I was 8 years old, we were all back in Scotland, living in Ayr. My father was a monumental sculptor, engraving gravestones, and we moved to Holmeston Road near the cemetery. My 2 brothers joined my father in the trade, but when I left school, I went across to Isle of Bute and got a job on Kilmorey Farm as a ploughman. That didn't last long. In 1911, when I was 17, I decided to go back out to Australia on my own. I worked as a labourer there. A couple of years later, my brother William came out too. Because of his work back in Ayr, he got a job as a stonemason. However, when war broke out back in Europe in August 1914, we both decided to join up. So on the 4th of September 1914, we joined the 3rd Infantry Brigade of the Australia Imperial Force. We first landed in Egypt in March 1915, and then we were all sent to Gallipoli. Our job there was to try to capture the peninsula from the Turkish troops who held it, but it was a hopeless task. They had the higher ground and we were constantly shelled and shot from above. There was sickness everywhere. I hated it. I just wanted to be out. In July, I was shot in the leg and sent to the hospital in Malta, but within a couple of weeks I was back in the trenches. Over the next 9 months, I was in and out of hospital with diarrhoea, fevers, fractured ribs and so on. They thought I was making things up. In April 1916, we were sent to France to fight in the Western Front. On the 30th of May, William was killed in action. Then in July, I got shot in the leg again. I was sent to England to recover, and I hoped and prayed that I'd never have to go back to war again. After 2 months, they discharged me from the hospital and told me I was to rejoin my unit. That was on Christmas Day in 1916. I was desperate. I went AWOL and managed to get back to Ayr to see my family. They persuaded me that I had to rejoin. So on the 6th of January 1917, I reported back for duty. It was even worse than before. I suffered terribly from trench foot, and it got so bad that in January 1918, I was again sent back to England. I managed to get up to Ayr on leave. Once again, I prayed that it was over, but by March, they had sent me back to the front. On the 28th of April 1918, I was killed in action. I was 24 years old. I'm buried in France and my name is inscribed on our family gravestone in Ayr Cemetery.